No, next year is getting very stacked. Very stacked. Like, it's wild. We could look right now in September 28th, when the show is going live, and we can look at next year and we can already pinpoint 3 game of the years, assuming everything comes out fine for all three. Because obviously one is set, and that's Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, I feel like that'll be a game of the year contender in February, right? And then you got some, it's supposedly it's going to set for next fall. You got GTA 6, the probable winner. And then you got Ghost here scheduled for 25, probably also a contender. Like, you can already pinpoint, 3 games right out of the gate that's going to be a game of the year contender. Then let's say, we got the Switch 2 come out. Let's say they actually do launch the next 3D Mario, if that's going to be in the running. So next year is already like lined up. It's like, well, we already have our locks for game of the year. Shout out to that, I guess. Next year is getting pretty stacked, bro. Next year is gonna be a good year for gaming. This was a sneaky good year so far. There's been a lot of quality titles this year.
I saw in my YouTube shorts, okay, occasionally, like, I'll see, like, I don't know who the videos are, or I don't know who I guess he's a streamer. I don't know who he is, but I like when his videos pop up, because it's usually just him replying to a comment or something.
Oh yeah.
About like the state of gaming, or commenting on a popular release or something that's come out. If I come across him again, I'll make note of the name so that I can come back and mention it again.
You know what's sad is that brief description, I know probably who you're talking about. It's one of two, and I only know the name of one of them.
But in a clip I saw the other day, this actually, like, I got that, and I was after I saw this clip, I was actually just like scrolling through game releases and
Yeah.
and it was, I guess somebody made a comment about saying, like, the state of gaming this year was like I think he was playing Black Myth or something, and somebody commented, said, like, gaming this year has been like terrible, like no good AAA games or anything like that. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like every month has had a banger.
Yeah.
It's like every month at least has had one banger, sometimes 2 or 3. And it's like, yeah, we've had some historic fails. We've had some AAA flops. We've had some games come out dead on arrival.
Yeah.
But also, we've had a year of records being broken.
Yeah.
Twice this year, we've had Steam records being shattered.
Yeah.
With Power World and then Black Myth Wukong.
What a weird fucking year this has been, man.
Yeah. It's like, I think the thing that people get stuck on is this has not been a year where you look at it and you're like, oh, here's our game of the year contenders.
Yeah.
Like, you think to, like, 2023, 2022. Mm-hmm. It's like, those were some fucking banger years.
Oh, yeah.
And then we come to what would be considered a normal year, if not for the influx of crazy good games we had for the past few years.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, this is a normal year. We get a couple standout games, but other than that, it's a bunch of good.
Yeah, a bunch of good quality games.
And then we get a couple really bad ones.
You get the historical failures.
But even then, it's like, it's like, I literally started scrolling through a list of all game releases from the year, and I was like, yep, January through, we're in
September,
about to be October, and yeah, every month has had at least one banger.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, maybe the one banger that came out for each month, it's not going to sit with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout that time, you should have been able to, like, in these, like, 9 months, you could very easily find 2-3 really good games that came out this year.
Yeah.
That could hold you over for a long time. That's what a lot of the games that came out this year were supposed to do.
Yep.
Like Power World, it was supposed to drag you in and make you play it for 150 hours. Pretty much did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then updates have come out. Not everybody's gone back yet. When people do go back, they'll probably play it for another 150 hours.
Yep.
That's what that game is meant to do. It's not meant to play for 1,001, like, straight go.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've got we've got Deadlock not even officially out yet.
True.
Now that game has been taking over the world in a sense. Smaller world because it's still invite only, and once
Right.
it becomes full, like no invite or anything,
It's gonna blow
that
up.
game is gonna break records.
Yeah, that game's gonna absolutely just blow up.
But yeah, and then it's like, then remember, I mean, Helldivers.
Yeah.
Helldivers fucking blew up for several months.
Yep.
It's been a crazy year.
Yeah.
It's been a crazy year of records being broken, both good and bad.
Yep.
Games coming out that fostered community and then also had none and closed down because of it. But yeah, it's an insane year like that you also just go, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a good year for gaming. It's not fantastic. It's not great, but it's a good year.
Yeah. It has definitely been an insane. It's one of the most interesting years, is the good way to put it. Too.
Yeah, it's a weird one because if you made a graph for it, it would be like you start the year up here,
Yep.
and then you kind of tank down for a little while due to some like bad, like maybe some failures or stuff. You had Suicide Squad and that at the beginning of the year, which not complete failure, but probably going to be shutting down eventually.
Yeah.
But it never popped off like
they wanted.
yeah. And then it's like we kind of just go bang. It's just up and down all year.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, we hit some lows, but we also hit some of the highest peaks we have in decades.
Yeah. And with that, it's also funny because just in like certain spaces of like gaming, that's how the feel is. Because like one meme that I see get updated at least once a month on Twitter is that the timeline of Sony for this year, just to give an example of what you're saying of up and down, where it's like this whole year has just been up and down for Sony, where it's just like, oh, we're so back with like, let's say Astrobot. And it's just like Concord 400 mil. Oh, it's so over. And it's like something else happens. Oh, we're so back. And then it's like the PlayStation 5 pricing. Oh, it's so over. Like, it's just been nonstop. And like, that's the kind of vibe that I get from the whole year in general. It's like just nonstop up and down.
Not even just for like gamers themselves. This has also been a historic year that one title in particular has brought in so many people that don't play games anymore, but were so excited. And I know several people who bought consoles for it.
Yep.
College football.
Hey.
It's like it may not be the best football game ever created, but my God, do people look forward to it? And man, are they excited that it actually came out?
Yep. I mean, moved consoles alone. That's crazy to think about, right?
And it's like that's another aspect of this year where it's like, yeah, I mean, I played it a little bit. I mean, I'm not a football guy.
Yeah.
I don't particularly enjoy football games anymore. I could probably sit down and play like older ones. But it's like, I'm not going to sit here and play them now and try to play online against people and all that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
That's too much for me.
I don't even want to play online with people.
But yeah, it's crazy that is the title that probably moved them. Probably one of the higher titles that moved the highest number of consoles this year.
Yeah,
it's
quite
college
possible.
football.
Yeah. Historic return, man. Historic return. It's been a fine return. It's been fun. I've got my fun probably 200 hours out of it so far. I mean, I've enjoyed it. It's frustrating at times, but it's been good. No, it has been it's been an interesting year. It's been an interesting year. And stuff like that with this state of play with like Ghost and everything, and getting the release date for Monster Hunter is just giving us a setup for next year. I mean, overall state of play, it was fine. Had a couple nice little announcements. Ghost was cool. Release date for Monster Hunter. The Chroma Collection, I think, is really cool. Yeah. I think that what was it called again? The claymation game, the Midnight Walk. I thought that looked really interesting. So I mean, it was okay.
I mean, it was okay. Ghost. Everybody's been just waiting on the announcement. It's like it's one where it's like, yeah, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We just don't want to win.
Right.
And it finally happens. It's like, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds. It's like
big W.
It's like, yeah, I'm not necessarily like hyping myself up for it because I knew it was going to be a while off still. Into February, I'm like, okay, yeah, I got my target date to start getting hyped for.
Yep.